Yo, let's go and welcome to the video. We're going to look at the gear from Zul'Aman for Phase 4, see if there's any potential upgrades for us. I'll go over slot by slot and see what we got. So I've got my current gear plugged in here, which could change drastically by the time ZA comes out since there's no release date yet. I thought it'd be worth taking a look at anyways. So for the helm, we have Hood of Hexing. There's no meta socket, so I'm not even gonna look any further into this piece at all. It doesn't have a meta socket, not interested. We do have two necks that have haste on them, and I think I would go for this healer neck over the straight caster neck. Not just because it shows balance point wise that it's higher, but it's got 4 more intellect, so that adds an extra spell power that caster isn't going to have on it. So even though it's got 7 spell power less, that brings it down to 6, and then it's got 20 spirit. We have an IDS priest, so that's another 2 spell power. So really it's only a 4 spell power difference, but I'm getting 6 extra haste and a little more mana, spirit, and crit. We lose the stamina, but if you were going for the translucent spell thread necklace anyways, you weren't going to have stamina from that. So there are some shoulders with some haste in it, but the spell power and haste doesn't seem like it's enough to warrant switching from tier 5 or tier 6. But if you just switched your tune to maining a boomkin and you don't have that much gear, might be something to look at. We have a haste cloak here, which I would take this over my current cloak. If you like crit, then you're gonna go with the Cloak of the Illidari. I don't really care for crit too much, so if I haven't seen a cloak upgrade like the Shroud of the Highborn I would be interested in, I might pick this up until I can get the Shroud. I'd be losing about 4 spell power but gaining 7 haste once I got the Shroud. Got a spell power haste chest, but no sockets, not too much spell power on it. So again, unless you're just starting out on like an alt boomkin or something, I wouldn't be too worried about this robe. So bracers, we have baby cuffs of devastation, but by the time ZA comes out, I should have my bracers within the next week or 2. I don't think I would be dropping the 28 spell haste for some spell power and crit, and then a socket, probably haste spell power in the socket, but bracers of nimble thought are probably going to be the way to go. But a piece for an alt boomy to pick up. So for weapons, even if you socketed 3 12 spell power gems into here, it's just not going to outweigh the main hand offhand. I don't think that I already have. But this would be a crazy piece for a new boomkin to pick up that hasn't gotten anything in Black Temple or Hyjal yet. Same with the main hands, pretty decent dagger, but the Hammer of Judgment's really easy to get, or the dagger off the first boss in Black Temple. No offhands in Zul'Aman. I don't see any gloves either. A couple of healing belts. Not too interested in those, even if you socket it with spell power and stuff. It's just not that great for casting. Spell power's too low. These legs are pretty crazy with 3 sockets in them and a decent amount of starting off spell power. I would just use straight spell power gems in these. And since I have 5 out of 5 tier 5 gear, if I don't have any upgrades from those slots by then, I might try to grab these. Now boots, we have Footpads of Madness. If I don't have Nature Wardens or Slippers, I'll definitely be grabbing these, and it would be tough to lose that haste and then pick up one of the other 2 boots. So tough call for these boots right here, but I might end up trying to pick them up and see how that haste does. For the rings, we've got a really nice ring here, Mana Attuned Band, 29 haste on it. Just about the same as the Ring of Ancient Knowledge. We haven't seen a single Ring of Ancient Knowledge, I don't think, in our guild yet. So if I still don't have one of these, I will keep the Band of Eternal Sage and have the Mana Attuned Band. And if I just can't get rid of other hit, then I'll still try to get a Ring of Ancient Knowledge instead, but I wouldn't worry too much about getting this at that point if I still don't have it. So for the trinkets, by then, if we're still using an on-use trinket, then we have the Hex Shrunken Head, 10 extra spell power, and then 56 extra spell power for the on-use. So if you don't have Skull yet, you could pick this up and maybe pair it with the Ash Tongue Talisman, or if you really love Quag's Eye, you can keep Quag's Eye. So that's it for this video. A couple of really nice haste pieces to have, a couple of items to help you get an upgrade if you haven't gotten your best in slot from Black Temple and Hyjal. Just keep in mind, a lot of these items do come from the timed chest at the end. So hopefully you're able to get groups to do the timed runs. So good luck, and I'll see you in ZA.